So guys, welcome back to the channel, and right here I have the 2-boom LED touch speaker, and believe it or not, this guy is actually $5 at Five Below. It's a miracle, right? They actually sell a speaker for $5. But anyway, this actually boasts a 1-hour battery life, so it doesn't have much playtime, and it takes about an hour to 2 hours to actually charge it, and that's a little wild to me. I was hoping that this was switched around, but apparently, you know, it has a 1-hour play life. It does have LED lights, of course. It does have an FM radio, and it seems to have interchangeable lights and also a touch top screen. So I'm assuming you can probably cycle through the colors. I haven't used it yet myself, so we're going to definitely try this out together. But with that being said, let's get right into this review. Timestamps will be in the description for anyone that is interested, and apparently it can actually link up to 2 speakers, but more importantly, let's see how the 1 speaker review goes. Anyway, let's get right into this video and not waste any more time. So this is everything that comes with the actual speaker. You have a micro USB cable right here, in case you guys aren't aware of what this is, because there's a different generation watching these videos. This is an older charging method. Hold on to this if you don't have extra cords. It'll be the only way to actually charge this device. We have the instructions right here, which kind of shows you basically how the operations are right here. So my suggestion is, if you want this speaker, go ahead and screenshot this part or take a picture of it so you have the instructions just in case you lose it. And let's keep moving forward from here. Now, this is the interesting part. You have a physical power button, right? You have the micro USB. We already talked about that. You have the aux cable right here. You have a micro SD slot. So if you have an SD card, it works here. And interesting enough, you can actually plug up a USB dongle to this. So if you aren't aware of it, I don't think I have one on me right in front of my computer desk. But basically, the USBs that plug into laptops and computers, like little flash drives, you can plug this up to it with music and put it in a particular mode to play music from it. But realistically, we're going to do Bluetooth, because everyone pretty much has a phone or a tablet or an iPad or something like that. So we're going to just hook it up to Bluetooth and test the sound. Now, right here, you have the on and off button.
Power on.
Ooh, see, hear that voice? Strong.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
That's interesting. So you have the lighting mode right here, and this actually changes. If you tap it while it's on white light, what happens is you can actually turn it brighter and you can turn it off. If you tap it again and hold it this time, it changes the actual sequence of the colors. You can see it right here. If you tap it again, it'll change how the colors pop up. So it's more of a softer, where it takes like a couple seconds and it kind of just blends in and it changes on its own. You can tap it again. This is pretty interesting. I do think that this isn't bad for what it does. And of course, if you keep tapping it, you can have it on a solid color. So it seems to be a couple color, what they call this, color spectrum. It's like it's a couple cycles of different colors that you can have on this particular product right here. And then once you reach the end of the colors and you tap it again, it'll go back to its original cycle. You tap it again, it'll fade the colors each time. And if you hold it, it goes back to the white light. But for right now, I'm going to turn this off. Over here, we have the physical buttons. You have a mode button right here, which will switch between the aux mode, and it'll switch between the SD card mode along with the radio mode and things like that. You have the go backwards and minus, pause and play, and skip a song forward and plus. If you tap these buttons using like a music player, it'll actually play the previous song or restart the song if you tap this one. If you hold it, it'll actually, let me just make it a little bit closer for you guys. You can see the minus right here. If you hold it, it'll turn the volume down, or if you tap it once, it'll change the song. But that'll depend what type of application you're using. So me, I use stuff like Power Amp or Samsung Music. It'll do that for me. Over here, if you hold it, it'll make the volume go up, or it'll skip forward on a song. And basically pause and play is pretty self-explanatory. So that's the entire speaker right here. Now it does have one more thing that I found interesting that I didn't notice at first. I was just, tinkering with it. If you pull this little hook up here, look, you got a little hook. So I guess you can kind of like hook it to your book bag or something. I don't know anyone that would do that. This only has a battery of hour of battery life anyway. So, to each their own. But there is no IP rating or anything like that, so kind of keep it in mind. Now, let's move on. I want to show you guys how to sync this. So what we're going to do is hit the power button. I'm going to let it do its prompt, and it's going to let you know that the speaker is in Bluetooth pairing mode.
Power on. The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Okay, so it says it's ready to pair, but I'm going to give it a couple more seconds because it's going to take a moment for it to actually register. So from here, we go to the settings If you're using an iPhone, an iPad, an Android device, a PC, is all the same thing. It's just going to go to the Bluetooth. And I want to give it a little bit of time to find it right now. So I didn't notice that when I tried. Oh, here we go. 2Boom-BT192. That is going to be the name of the Bluetooth. I'm going to go ahead and tap that. And you can allow access to your contacts if you choose to. Completely optional. Pair.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
There you go. The Bluetooth is connected. I do like that. The fact that 2Boom actually has a voice prompt letting you know that it's actually connected instead of some weird noise. So I do appreciate them putting time and effort into that. And it sounds very, very loud. I haven't even played the music yet. But anyway, follow this prompt right here and you should be able to sync this without a problem. So I'm going to play a little bit of music for you guys. We're going to do two songs. One is going to be Warzone. The other one is going to be Ice and Fire because it has vocals. And I want you to just listen to the quality of the speaker. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment. Here we go. Let me turn it up real fast. Not all the way up though. Let me turn it up a little bit more. Oh my gosh. It's flashing like crazy. Hurt my eyes. Okay, so I don't think that the music quality for this is bad. Now, off camera, I did play a bunch of different songs, and I can honestly say that it doesn't, put it this way, it's a very loud speaker. The bass does sound decent enough in front of you, but you can definitely tell that the speaker is struggling a little bit, where the higher you turn it up, the worse the quality gets. But if you have it at about 70% or so, it's pretty solid for the most part. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I'm just going to play another sample song, which is going to be Ice and Fire, and I'm going to let you hear that, so let me be quiet. The vocals are about to come up, so just give it a moment, guys. It's clean. It got clean vocals. I'll give it that. Okay, so I will say that the vocals on this particular headset is very clean. The background instruments mesh well with the bass, but put it this way, the vocals is the cleanest part of this. Now, if you're listening to a podcast, normally I would say that this plays the vocals better. But again, if you have it past 70%, you start noticing that the speaker is struggling and it kind of crackles, especially if the person's laughing on a podcast or they have air horns or loud noises and like a soundboard. It doesn't quite sound right. This is definitely a cheap speaker. But what I will say is for the $5, it's not bad for the asking price. Now, if you play this in a room with other people, it will overpower quite a few voices, but I feel like the quality suffers the louder that it gets. But again, for $5, it's not bad for what it does. I tried it for podcasting mostly. It worked just fine. I listened to like some of my Christian programs where they were talking and things like that, and there was no issues whatsoever. And it was like mild background music in the background. Again, it meshes well. It does the job. It's not a horrible speaker at all. I've had worse, but what I will say, if you choose to listen to this, make sure you have it no higher than 80% or so, because you start noticing that the speaker really suffers as the louder that it gets. But 70% is still louder than a lot of other speakers in the same category. So just kind of keep that in mind. I think it's all right. It's not a bad speaker. It's not the best, but it's definitely worth the $5 so far. So we're going to hit the mode button. You hit it twice, it's going to put it automatically in FM radio mode. So we're going to do that now.
Auxiliary input mode.
This thing is loud. All right, tap it again.
Radio mode.
Okay, so it's in radio mode. Now the instructions don't actually tell you how to search stations, but I figured it out. If you hold the play button right here, it'll put itself where it searches for all the radio stations. See how it's picking up different stations? I'll do one more. It'll automatically search. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off for right now, primarily because, you know, depending on the type of music that's playing on the radio, I don't want it to copyright this video. So again, walk you through the process. When you turn it on, you press mode button, it'll say auxiliary mode first. You tap it again, it'll say FM mode. If you tap it again, it'll say Bluetooth modes. It'll let you know which mode is currently in so you won't be confused. From there, you hold the play button. It'll actually search the stations for you. And once it's done, you can just hit the forward button or the back button to switch between stations. But if you're trying to handle the controls itself, the volume controls, you hold the plus button or you hold the minus button. Minus to lower the volume, and you hold plus to increase the volume. And that is basically how the radio works. So outside of that, you can still use the SD card, but because number one, I don't have an SD card to use for this right now, and I don't use those features, I feel like this Bluetooth was created at a time where people still used SD cards strictly because they didn't want to use their phones or devices. It just makes more sense to have your phone so you can actually click the song that you want rather than going through it with folders on a micro SD card. But anyway, not bad for what it does so far. I'm not a radio guy, so for the person out there that's interested, it's only FM radio, so just keep that in mind. So to answer the question whether this is actually worth the asking price, I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Now, here's the reasons why. Even though I complain about the music quality, if you listen to it about 70%, no higher than 80%, the music doesn't break up. If you go higher than that, you start noticing that the speakers struggle to play bass and other instruments in the background because this is not a high-end speaker at all, so keep that in mind. 70% is still louder than a lot of other speakers out there, if I'm being completely honest. And you can hook up two of these at the same time, though I don't really suggest it because it doesn't sound that amazing by itself, if we're being honest here. If you're going to spend $10 on this, you might as well spend $15, $16, $17, maybe $20 on Amazon and get yourself something name brand that actually will last a whole lot longer than this guy here. Now, it does have an FM radio. It does have the color changing lights. The battery life is only an hour, which isn't much for listening time. But again, this is one of the few products at Five Below that's actually $5. So if you're buying this for someone just for them to hook it up to their Nintendo Switch, play Minecraft or whatever it is that they plan on doing, it also doubles down as a light aesthetic. So you can have this on in the middle of your room and it'll just flash like a nightlight. Some people use it for that reason too, for their younger kids, or maybe just you're a collector and you just like this type of stuff. Whatever the reason is, it's definitely worth $5. Now, if you're thinking that it's going to last a long period of time and years to come, highly unlikely. Just got to be honest with you. You'd be better off getting a Soundcore bar or a Beats bar or JBL, JLab, whatever. Other companies make products that are still affordable that may not break the bank, but will cost a little bit more than $5. But if anyone wants a suggestion for certain products, I don't mind doing that. Just leave a video for if anyone watches this particular video. Anyway, like and subscribe like always. I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, peace, and God bless. Be safe, y'all.